Hello, how do you create your own watch list of stocks? So we are going to analyze few stocks and attempt to create a watch list of our stocks, and we are just going to work on few today. So the first one we are going to analyze is LEN, and working on a watch list for 2026. So we are going to use maximum monthly chart when you are trying to select stocks to put in your watch list to swing trade. You can start with maximum monthly so that you can have a big picture of the stocks you are going to swing trade. So those are large cap stocks that we are reviewing to see which one we are going to add to our watch list. So by looking at for 2026, and I might probably use a different strategy that I used last year to select stocks for my watch list for 2026. So by looking at this stock, it is an upward stock, and I'm trying to see. We have the date on the x-axis and the price on the y-axis. So this is higher than this one. So within a year and a half, it reached a new high. So within a year, pretty much almost every year, we have a new high. Also, so we are going. So it's a good stocks that we are going to add to it. We traded in 2024, we purchased it, and we still have in our portfolio because it's negative. When we purchase it somewhere there and it's somewhere down here. So we might purchase some more, but we will see. But we are going to keep it. Therefore, I'm putting some notation next to the NVR next to them so that I can find them later, the one that I think they are good to swing trade, use long up to long swing trading strategy that we are using. So the second one is NVR. Again, NVR is uptrending. Pretty much we will say uptrending when we are seeing higher highs compared to the previous one. So it's going up in general. So by looking at it, I'm going to compare the peak as well to see, because they are large cap and they are growth stocks, they are going up. I like to see how often it reached those highest peak. So I'm seeing, so this one is higher than this, okay, this one is higher than that one, okay, this one is higher than this one, okay. So we purchased it, we have not sold it yet. I think we purchased it quite higher up here in 2024, and we purchased it again this year somewhere here, and it's going up. But okay, so it's creating a higher highs every few years, anyway, every time. So this is a good stock for us to swing trade. So the next one is PHM. So PHM, let's take a look at it. So yeah, is climbing up, and let's trace some lines here, and we are going to trace, you see, we are going to trace the support lines. We are pretty much tracing valley line, support line passing by the valley of the mountain. So we will trace it to going toward the price. We'll trace from this one as well. I like to touch the first two closest V's, and then we will continue from here to see if I touch this one, is going to go higher up this way. So it's going to be a support line for the upside wall of the mountain. And I don't like to trace to go across the things like that. So I can have those, but if I'm going to buy this stock, it's going to be the touch point. I think this is just too sharp. So therefore, I think this is going to be our Uh-oh, why it came all the way here? So okay, so let's just delete that line and retrace it. So this is going to be our support lines to buy at, although it's just not too long for me, but I'm going to highlight that. It's not too far from this one, but this one has more touch point. So but I just feel like, in fact, this one could easily have a touch point yeah, even though it went a little bit into this, it could just be that this one was just too low. Sometimes some of them can go below the line as well. So this will be our support line as well, the valley line. There is a chance it could pull back to it. Those have more touch point. This is just a support line supporting the upside wall of the mountain. So I don't think this is a valley line. When you have a mountain, you have the peak, you have the bottom. The floor is the valley, and this is just not like the valley of a mountain. It's just a higher, it's supporting the upside wall of the mountain, and at some point it could pull back. I just don't know if this is going to be the new support line. It has 2 touch points, but there is a chance it could be, there is a chance it might pull back down. I just prefer to just wait on it to see if it is going to come to any one of those or not. But other than that, I think we are going to keep it as, am I putting gray or am I putting good? I think it is good to just use one terminology because we are going to filter those. That way, any stocks that we put that specific code to, we will just filter those so that we can take that list from here and put it in another sheet and then go from there if we want to narrow down the list. So we don't have any stocks that pass the previous filters that we use to create this list here. We didn't have any that were within those industries or sectors. So the next one is TJX. I'm just going to tap it. So TJX. So TJS is going up. Yes, it's claiming that's a nice chart. We purchased in 2024. And I think this is just, I think this is not going to be a line to buy at. So therefore, I'm going to take that color out of there. And I think this is going to be our support line for it. And I'm going to keep it as, okay, we have a gray chart there. We are going to keep it that way. We have ROST. And ROST is uptrending as well. It can really come down. It's not steep the way the TJS was. But let's take a look at it. So it reached a new high here compared to this one. But then the following year, when it touched base with this support line and start going up, okay, it went there, pull back, and then reach it here. And okay, so this is a support line, a long support line as well. Let's see if we can pull it. If we pull it down, that will be like that. If you want to touch base with this, it will go across them. Yeah, I just prefer to see if it's going to come back to this support line or this one. So I'm not going to color code this one, but I think we purchased it somewhere there. So we must be probably negative in it still, or a little bit positive in it. But I think this line could be a valid line, but I'm not entirely sure. So when we are not sure, we'll just keep observing it. But it came down to this support line, and I think it's safe to keep those two as a support line at the valley to buy at next time. But in overall, we are going to keep it. So the next one is ORLY. So ORLY is quite a clean chart, and again we are using maximum monthly chart, so you can see I don't know if like 94 here, but yeah. So let's take a look at it. I have this as the line to buy at, and I think I'm going to keep this line as the line to buy at, but it's a little bit risky because it's quite steep, and I just don't know if it's going to come down all the way here. I just feel like this line is just too low of a line for that to come back to. So therefore we are going to keep this line as the support line to buy at, and I like this clean chart, therefore is going to remain is yes as well. The next one is AZO. So AZO has a clean chart as well. We purchased it in 2024. I'm not even sure if we sold the last time we purchased it. I'm not sure if we sold it, but let's see if we can trace some support lines. This will go right through. I don't want that. Let's keep it. Let's come on, can you now do that? Let's start it from here, touch base with that. It's just going to go here. So in fact, if I assume that if I assume this just went below it and I touch base with those two, it will touch base with this and we'll have this. I'm going to color code this one as well. I feel like this chart, this is quite steep, therefore I think there is a chance it could come back to this one, but again we are going to keep both. It will be a risky move buying it at this support line when it start going off from there, when they pull back to it and start going off from there. But we are going to keep this one in mind as well, just in case. It has been on the rise for some years now, so we don't know if this is the new support line or if at some point it's going to come back down to this. So we are going to keep those two, and yeah. So let's write this one, KMX. And as you can see, just those future that we are trying to see if they are good for us to swing trade using the strategy we are using. You can see that they all have different type of charts, patterns, and some are very refined upward without too much jagged teeth, and some like ROST I believe has a lot of jagged teeth. So KMS, let's take a look at this. Okay, so if you're trying to trace I don't know how I'm going to explain this. Do you see where the price is right now? And do you see this higher price? So I think this could well be during the pandemic or so. So that gave it a growth there. But before that, the price went, that is a peak, the price went below it. I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but this is a no. But let's try to trace some lines here. You see, passing by the obvious lows, previous lows, the past few years is below it. Does that make sense? So when I see something like that, it is just a no for me, because I'm trading upward charts, upward stocks, uptrending stocks. This is now one of them, because you can see that it went up but then it went down. So this, I don't, maybe over time I'll have a better word to explain what I'm talking about, but this I'm going to put no. So I think I've been putting no in another area here, and I don't know if I should be putting it on that area or if I should be putting it where were we? I should be putting it somewhere here, but anyway, I'm going to continue putting it here for now. So it's just no, and this is a chart, a stock worth taking completely out of this list, but I'm just for now putting no on it. So this will conclude this session for us for how I'm analyzing those charts to see if I want to include them in my preliminary list for stocks to swing trade in 2026. So I like to, we can create that list and refine it later as well, because some of them, you see, they have clean charts, and some of them have jagged teeth, and some of them are so steep that we don't know what is the valley line anymore. So those could be used to refine that list if the list is too long for us to analyze. But in 2026, I'm thinking about analyzing the stocks during the weekend. Therefore, will be okay having a longer list than 79 or 80 stocks, because I'm not going to analyze it on a daily basis. I'm going to do it during the weekend. Therefore, if I have those SIP stocks in the list, I will be okay keeping in the list and just keep an eye on them to see what they are doing, and have some others that I'll be able to swing trade as well, because their value line will be obvious for me to see. When this one, I don't know if this is still just the upside wall of the mountain, and at some point it will pull back down here. I just don't know. So when you don't know, don't take any action, but just keep observing that chart. And that's why I have that. I created this list in 2024 and I still have it, and I use it in 2024, I use it in 2026 to pull my stocks from, and I'm using it again to create my watch list for 2026. So, and I'm thinking that just a little by little we can together analyzing that master list and and discuss it together. So thank you so much for your time. Just putting that highlight there so that I know where I stop. For more of our swing trading tips, will you please check the playlist of this video. Thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your comments, and thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, Creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and NinaSoap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Thank you.